Marissa Voss here at the Mayo Clinic Health System Event Center in Mankato. And I am here with head coach Luke Strand. Luke Strand, you are the first interview for our coaches for this week in college hockey with Youth Hockey Hub. So thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure, and we're here to support it.
So now this is your second year in Mankato, but you started Sioux City and then Ohio State and then Minnesota State. Talk to me a little bit how that streamline was going from juniors hockey, then over to D1 for Ohio State, and then being here at the Mavericks.
Yeah, it's been a journey. There's no question. I mean, my career's gone from Ohio State to here, but prior to that, the junior hockey side in the USHL, we won the Clark Cup in 2022. Been fortunate enough to be an NHL scout. I've coached the American Hockey League all the way through. So I think for the transition as you continue to grow, I miss being head coach. There's no question on that. And it got me back to basically the footprint of my life.
And when you're talking about being a head coach, what would you say your strategy is like? How would you describe you as a head coach and even for Minnesota State?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a balance. Probably a player's coach more than anything else. I know I'm firm and fair. We practice hard. But really, at the end of the day, a development coach. I mean, we've spent more time with younger players. I've won with players that have ceilings ahead of them that they haven't quite got to, that we continue to grow them, not only as players, but really as people. And I think if we can continue that's just a big part of the player's journey, is whatever they can take on outside the boards, it's only going to help them inside. And obviously, you want that success inside.
So when you're looking at this team this year with this Minnesota State Mavericks, you've got some newcomers, you've got some people who are returning. How high do you think the ceiling is for this squad this year?
Yeah, I really think we're getting elevated right now. I mean, we've played good hockey, and it's not always I don't chase outcomes. I know that. I chase standard and performance, what we can do, what we get better at, how we're getting better, what areas we're getting better at. The ceiling is going to be, I can tell you, the floor. The floor is a talent, and the people are the ceiling, and we have star people, and I think they're just going to continue to grow, not only with their skill sets and the development model, what happens here day to day, but just as their growth in team and love and support of one another. That part is probably one part of the journey to see how far we can go, because it's going to take that first.
And you talk about star talent, A1. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room, you guys adding Rhett Pitlick to your lineup, to this squad. Talk me through, though, how that kind of went about from him to make that transition from the Gophers to Minnesota State.
Really, I would say twofold. One, he wasn't with the Gophers. That'd be the biggest, I think, part of this whole hill is that. Like, his goal was to sign a pro contract, and I think as the time went through and the opportunity maybe thinned out what maybe thought was going to happen or promised was going to happen and didn't. There's the deadline in Minnesota. I think they gave him a little bit of a time frame, and that window wasn't met on his side because he wasn't really ready, I don't think, for that opportunity and that obligation. And then as he continued, I think, to go down the avenues of deciding what to do next, instead of having one team going after you, why not just come and kill it and have 32 to chase you? And we were fortunate enough, I think, for him to enroll to school here and get going. And he's an awesome kid. Like, he's a hockey rat. Like, he loves it. He loves the rink. He loves the game. And I think that part for him, being around new bodies, it's a refreshing feel for himself as well.
And what would you say? I think I know this question. I think everybody knows this question. When you add Rhett Pitlick to this lineup, it's instant offense. But what else does he bring? We obviously saw him getting a goal with Michigan and then had a big performance last night with the Apples. Yep. But what else does he bring to the table?
Just, his consistency. He wants to be a player. So I think when you go out to practice and the expectation level and the execution level around great players, they want great execution around them. They're going to deliver it. They want it back. His growth side is going to be how much better he can get without the puck. And I think for us, all of us here on staff have been head coaches. We've all been in a major development roles to the American Hockey League. That for us is another step. When you get a guy that's got the electricity and he's got some fun attributes about what he can pull off, can we figure out that individual skill for team value in making winning hockey plays, he's full of them, and that's just our goal, to make sure that shows up.
So with you guys in recruiting, we're obviously in the state of hockey right now. How awesome is it that you are also, yes, fighting with 6 different Division I programs for recruits, but you have so much hockey talent here with youth and high school and everything in between. Does that help out?
It does. I mean, there's two. I think you feel good, pretty guilty if you're not at a rink. There's so much hockey around you. You know, we've all got criteria. There's 6 schools here. I'm sure every school's got a different piece of the puzzle, what they're looking for. We just don't really want to wait in line for someone to decide that they didn't want to go somewhere else and then they want to come here. We're pretty aggressive about what we see, what we believe they will become. That for our part is a big piece of it. Like, we know what they're doing at the high school level. We also, I think, get really deep in the projection level. So once a player commits here, we're getting on that development path immediately.
And let's talk a little bit about Mankato. Obviously, another one of 6 Division I programs. But what do you love so much about Mankato and playing here and going to games and having it at the Mayo Clinic Health System events that are there, whether that be the atmosphere, the fans, or everything in between?
Yeah, I mean, the building, it's got some fire to it, and that part is it's not only students, because the student they bring a level of energy that's super, but the community, the base of the youth hockey, the I think there's the casual hockey fan that comes out here. It is a town event. On that side of it, I think when people, in other communities have other obligations to go to, it's here. It's at the rink, and for us to be home, we love to get back, but we love to support the whole community, and they keep showing up at our door, and we're going to keep showing up at theirs.